Welcome, everyone. This is Planet Mules, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and hear LOTRO players. And this week we have with us Harry Adwin.
Hi.
And Cinders.
Hello.
And today our game news is rather quiet.
Yeah, not a lot of stuff going on.
There was a small patch, but it was such a small patch I can't even remember what they did.
I don't remember. I did look at patch notes, but I don't remember what they said.
Yeah, that shows you that we had some really forgettable patch notes for that particular case. So let's head into the LOTRO Beacon, where we'll see the community spotlights. And if you missed the Weatherstock 10 concert series that was over the previous weekend, you can watch it on a link that is in the Beacon. And July is Warden Month on Langeville. And if you're interested in learning how to play the Warden, then check out the Langeville combat classes. They've already had the first few classes, but there are several more that are on. And they do have YouTube videos of the first few, and the ones that are already up on YouTube are Warden Classy Discussion, Warden Trading, and Warden Implements of Death. And there are still more that are to come in the coming weeks. The Purple Pipeweed Parlor Band presents a Midsummer's Pond Party on Laurelin, Brandywine, and Crick Hollow on August 11th. And Lena Willowwood talks about playing music in her newest blog post. And Bragmar, the lifeguard, invites you to a pool party on Saturday, July 28th, which is 2 weeks from the recording date of this podcast. For the Kin Hall this week, Durin's Folk of Middledore is a dwarven kin-owned Arkenstone focused on questing, deeds, PvE, combat, ale, and pipes. Trying to build more members for an instance and raid content. They have weekly kin events like a lore night. For more information, you could send a join to Throner. And once again, that is Durin's Folk of Middledore on Arkenstone.
Okay, I want to go back to the pool party thing, because I'm like, well, what pool are they swimming in? Apparently, it's that little tiny pool at the Bree Festival grounds, which actually isn't much of a pool. I'm pretty sure they could have come up with
that pool?
Yeah, that pool. They could have come up with like way better locations, but I had to look into it because I'm like, well, what pool are they using? I mean, there's several bodies of water in Middle Earth that are suitable for swimming. There are several bodies of Middle Earth that are not suitable for swimming. Personally, I would have picked like the pool of the Watcher. That would have been awesome. The Black Lake.
The Pool of the Watcher.
Yeah, right outside of Moria.
Oh, that pool. Well,
that pool. Yeah, have a pool party in that.
That is most questionable.
Hey, once you play through the instance, it's not coming after you anymore, as far as I can tell, so it's much safer.
That's right. There's no dread if you've actually opened up Moria.
All right. Well, then, it certainly won't be low-level friendly, though, if you're saying if you've opened up Moria.
That's now on the girls' list, by the way, for when the burglars get to Moria.
What, a pool party?
A pool party in the Black Lake, yeah.
That's awesome. I can't wait to take mine.
All right. Gandalf isn't going to ruin it by cleaning out the surrounding or anything like that.
Gandalf won't be there.
Yeah. At the time that we'll get there, we all think Gandalf. Well, we don't know what's going on with Gandalf, but everybody else thinks Gandalf is dead.
Well, I'm pretty sure Gandalf's not going to be in our group, so we should be fine once we get
true.
in.
He's not a girl.
Well, you do have a point there. Now we have our weekly comment, and what faction do you have the most reputation with?
This is kind of a trick question, because what about those of us with alt?
Yes, that is a bit of a trick question, and also one who has finished the deed where you completed the full rep for everyone in Eriador.
Well, but Eriador only goes up to Kindred. You've got those
The celebrated
West and,
like
and
that.
Celebrated and yada yada, Minas Tirith and above, where the factions actually go beyond Kindred.
Well, then I would have to say that I have the most rep with the Conquest of Gorgoroth because I did finally reach celebrated status with them. So, right now that's where I have the most reputation.
I think that's actually probably mine too. I am not celebrated. I'm the next one down, which is what, honored?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I haven't maxed it out yet.
I think if the closest one I might have to those higher level ones might be the Host of the West. If I've gone beyond Kindred with anyone, it'll be them.
Yeah, I barely started my rep with them because I just dove straight into Mordor.
Yeah, that's right, because I had stuff... Right, because I had to wait for Mordor and you didn't.
Yep.
I don't think I made it to Kindred with Host of the West, because I don't do dailies. I don't know how many times I've said I don't do dailies. I don't typically do dailies, so I didn't grind out rep with Host of the West. I didn't grind out rep with Minas Tirith.
How did I get rep with them? That's right, because I don't do dailies either usually.
Well, the only reason that my rep is as high as it is with the Host of the West is because somebody was sending me the filth to turn in for the tasks.
The intriguing filth.
No, it's the
other
the
filth?
Filth before Intriguing.
Yeah, most of my rep has come through turning in the task items because I don't like doing dailies very much either, but I will do them if I have to or if somebody is doing them with me.
I did dailies in Dol Amroth. I did dailies in Central Gondor. So many dailies in Central Gondor. I can't even tell you. In all of the areas, because I was trying to rack up the rep so that I could get the horse for Terry Adwin and that cosmetic rat pet for my burglar. So lots of dailies.
Yeah.
Several of which involved fishing. And then that was it. I didn't do them for Osgiliath, and I think it was the Osgiliath ones that made me decide I didn't want to do them anymore.
That'll convince you of that.
That'll pretty much cure anybody of wanting to do dailies. Is the Osgiliath dailies? Those were terrible.
Oh boy! And strangely enough, I saw Osgiliath in general so bad that I never got to a point where I don't think where I ever unlocked them at all on any character. Now I noticed that on my Landrival Warden, which is one where I practically didn't even touch Host of the West, but on them I do have honored for Conquest of Gorgoroth. So it sounds like with Landrival, then that's my highest one.
We spent a lot of time in
Yeah, you're probably responsible for that one. Yeah.
because it wasn't your warden that was running around with us. It was your burglar. But
but I went with Cinders on my...
The warden went with Cinders and Sands, and so that's why it got to that point, because Sands was making sure that I didn't miss out on anything, and then we kind of drug Pineleaf into a couple of things that I'm not sure he was real excited to do. But we were like, oh, but I've never done that before. Fine.
Yeah. So therefore, most reputation, but that is a rather unbalanced question when you consider that there are factions that have these extra 3 levels that didn't exist until very recently.
Well, and then how does the allegiance rep align with what has been done previously for reputation? Because those are four totally
That's
unique
a whole other thing. Yeah.
things. But it functions just like regular reputation in that you get
Kind of, sort of
certain things, but but it's a whole different strand.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of that in that particular context. All right, I can
tell you which rep faction I will never, ever, ever max out if we're going to talk about Allegiance.
The elves.
Uh-huh.
That was the first one I did.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You have my sympathies.
I figured might as well get it over with, and it only took 3 tries through the opening instance. And then after that, it was much easier.
4. And it was really close to being 5. Yeah, that opening session play is terrible.
Yeah, I know. Let's see.
It took me by surprise. I was like, what am I supposed to do? And Sam was like, take a break and come back the next day. Like, oh, okay.
And especially when what I thought was the one good point about the entire elf thing, Terry Adwin thought was pretty bad anyway, so therefore it didn't help.
Yeah. We won't talk about that again.
Yeah.
I lost patience before getting to the end of the story, and I'm never going to get to the end of the story because I have no patience.
Stupid. Now, I have determined that, yes, on my main warden, I found that, yes, I did get to what was it? Respected on Host of the West and celebrated with Conquest of Gorgoroth. So, yes, on 2 different servers, Conquest or Gorgoroth is the highest one. Then,
well, that's because you spend forever in Mordor.
Well, yeah, there is that. And Okadir continues their SDAO's Let's Play series with episode 59. This is for the fan site news. The Play It Again Kin are running level 75 capped characters through Tier 2 Tower of Orthanc content every Thursday. And you can watch them on Gussie Moose's channel and also on Positively Evil's channel.
They don't play on Landreval, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would be all over that for Sarissa, because I would love to do that on her.
What server do they play on?
I don't remember. It's either Brandywine, Arkenstone, or Krakallo. I don't remember. I know it's not Landy, though.
All right. And Stina does some summer festival quests in a new episode of Steenie Shiny Show. And do you want more summer festivals? Then you could watch The Road Goes Ever On with Gravity. And you could also watch Easily Lost with McVigan Pants as they adventure through Tower Druadan.
Oh, I'm going to have to catch that one. I'm curious if she was as confused as Andang was upon first meeting the Tower Druadan.
Why? How?
Well, Andang did a whole YouTube video that he ended up having to delete because he called them, I don't remember what he called them. He called them something other than what they were, and then he realized what they were, and he had to retract the video and redo it. I remember him telling me about it. And I don't remember what it was that he called him, but I remember it was really funny.
Okay, that is...
Mary Rose says that the Play It Again Kin are running on Brandywine.
See, I was 1/3 right.
1/3 right.
I guess the Brandywine was one of the servers. I thought it was either Brandy or Crick. Well,
Then we'll head into the note in the news section where they talk about the summer festival. They remind you that it continues on until Monday. It'll be on all day Monday, and then in the wee hours of the morning on Tuesday, it will be shut off. So, and of course, when I'm talking about wee hours in the morning on Tuesday, I'm of course meaning U.S. Eastern Time.
Right.
And our screenshot of the week, Gamet Dorok is posing as a peacock.
That's such a great screenshot.
I had to do a double take to make sure that I was really seeing the peacock and not actually like a cool new cloak that we could get that I had missed.
That would be quite a cloak, yes.
Especially if you
awesome.
Especially if you could make it fluff up like that.
I try to think because today I managed to get a peacock in one of those blue peacocks, and it has not yet decided to show its feathers. So I was like, okay.
Oh, you just have to stand still long enough for it to get bored, and then it'll ruffle its feathers.
Oh, okay. So that's what you have to do. You have to stand still.
Yeah, that's usually the trick for getting the cosmetic pets to do stuff is just stand still.
Well, yeah, because if you're running, they have to chase you. They can't just do their own thing.
I guess you've got a point there. I'll have to... Actually, I shall follow your advice immediately since I happen to be... Actually, it's not a blue peacock, it's a green peacock. Then let us head into our store sales. And Terry Adwin, is there anything nice on sale this week?
Not really.
Not really?
The weekly coupon gets you a universal ingredient pack type ×1 with coupon code UNIPAC, UNIPAC, now through July 19th. 25% off select housing decorations, select housing sets, housing property writs, and select cloaks. As always, be careful with the cloaks that are on sale because some of them can be obtained through skirmish marks. Or a couple of the Ijikura ones you can actually get crafted as long as somebody's got the recipe. And then the summer sales, 35% off Universal Solvent ×25, 50% off Enhanced Reputation Supply, and 75% off Region Pack Bar and Orion. So that's actually a pretty decent deal, except on VIP, so I get it for free anyway.
Yeah, but those universal solvents are really important for crafting some of the better essences. So I was excited to be able to get my hands on them.
I guess I don't care enough about essences to...
I don't do crafting.
I only know this because of Sanswinda. I've had her craft some essences for me that I wasn't able to get on my own because I didn't have enough ash, but I wanted something a little bit better so that I could do things like the Abyss of Mordath with poi and be a little bit more successful.
Yes. Sans does have a tendency to occasionally send me stuff through the mail.
Yep, that's usually because she thinks that you need to pay more attention to it without telling you that.
Well, that and I think she's trying to get me ready for the raid.
Yeah, that too. She's definitely trying to get you ready for that raid because she really wants you to be successful when you do it.
Well, we'll see when that's going to happen because I do know that she's trying to arrange a story raid at some point in the near future.
Yes, that is the plan.
And I believe we have a leader, but they haven't picked a date.
Okay. Then let's head into our new player question. And Centers, you have a question this week?
I do. So I've been playing in Forakel a lot in the last 24 hours, and I keep running into the Forakel fog, and it doesn't seem to dispel when I switch areas. And so I was wondering what you guys know about it, and if there's a way to fix it so that it doesn't affect your gameplay in other areas like Bree.
The famous Forakel fog bug.
Yeah. which either goes away pretty soon after it starts, or it doesn't go away until you log off.
Yeah, if you're switching to a different area and you still have the fog bug, then that's a case of log out and then log back in.
Ooh, it finally opened up his feathers.
Pineleaf has his priorities straight.
Hey, a peacock definitely trumps forekill fox.
But yes, log out and log back in. I have a feeling I can't give you a better answer than that.
Okay, and say it just gets really annoying after the 10th time. So maybe I just need to not leave forekill till I'm all done in that each day.
Well, even if you stay in forekill, because once it starts, that fog is only supposed to be in a smaller area.
If you have your graphic settings on low to begin with, you don't pick it up. You only pick it up at a certain level of graphic settings.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, if you run through forekill and before going in there, turn your graphics really low, then you can go to a different area later and turn the graphics back up.
Oh, that's actually an easier solution than what I'd been doing. So, awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. I guess it depends on what you think is easier. For me, I just don't like lowering my graphics. Well,
I used to play on a computer that couldn't handle higher graphics anyway. So I used to never get forekill fog because I didn't even know what they were talking about with the fog bug. I'm like, what are people talking about? It wasn't until I got a newer machine and was able to turn my graphics up that I realized that, yeah, that's actually an issue. But it doesn't affect you if your graphics are low. So I haven't played around with it a lot, but it could be that just temporarily lowering your graphics will get rid of it because it gets rid of the whatever particle effects are causing that bug.
And who knows? Maybe someday they'll finally find a solution for it.
That would be nice.
Don't hold your breath. Let's head out into our week in LOTRO. And Cinders, what have you been up to?
Well, I haven't gotten to do as much as I have in the past just because I've been at trainings. But I have been working on finishing some of the deeds in forekill and unlocking some of the travel locations. I got to play some low-level alts with Terry and Sans. My character happens to be a red champion, which is really fun to play, especially with the earthquake. And then I finished out all 3 of my crafting tiers on my main on Landerval, so that was exciting. And now I can actually really start making stuff and using all of the things to help with critical chance and stuff like that. So I don't have to rely on Sanswinda as much, and I can do things on my own. Terry, how was your week?
Oh, well, Terry Edwin watched Thranduil take care of business with an old foe. So that was the chapter that we did this week of the Lay and Rust and Rhyme. It involved a spider, so Sans was super thrilled to go through that. It was also a solo-only instance, so we were all super thrilled to go through that because they've turned out so well for us in the past. But this one actually wasn't too bad. Although I was making fun of Thranduil a little bit because he said something about time not being pressing, and I had my doubts as to his perception of time versus everybody else's perception of time because he's an elf. Like, 5 weeks can go by and it's like 5 minutes to this guy. So being presented with the serious business that we're presenting him with didn't seem to faze him, probably because it's coming from a bunch of hamsters. It's a human and 2 hobbits. We're a bunch of hamsters. Actually, Xing Xing ran around mocking elves and taking care of business in Moria because elves are useless. That was a lot of fun. We So the previous week, I wasn't even reading quest text. I'm like, yeah, I don't even care. We'll go do it and come back. I don't even care. This week, we actually ran around to Lothlorien and took turns reading elf text, and every time it was a female elf, I took a sip of water, and I broke out the dippy elf voice, and they all talked like this, which was super fun when we got to Moria, because the one elf was talking about how the dwarves dig too deep, and this is all your fault, and yada, 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 and they're not going to listen to reason and be sensible and seal up the entrance, so you're just going to have to go kill it. And I'm like, dude, killing it is the better option anyway. We'll be back in 5 minutes. And we were. It took us maybe about 5 minutes, because I had just gone through that area not that long ago with my lore master. So I remembered how to get down to the thing and how to come back up. So for the first time ever, I really didn't get lost in Moria, which was awesome. And yeah, we were back in like 5 minutes and smacked the elf around. And then my Ariad lore master, speaking of my Ariad lore master, I had left her at Mirkwood. She needed to do the Mirkwood landing, and I did that in like half an hour, because at level 105, it's actually really easy. Even if you forget that your pet is set on an aggro and it's attacking all of the things. Because you can basically just kind of run around and look for what you need to look for, and the pet will get the killing done. It's fine. So, Pine Leaf, how was your week?
On Gladden, my lore master headed into Eregion and gained a horseshoe.
Oh, I know that horseshoe. I have it on, I think, all of my characters.
Yes.
Only one of mine has it. I need to go get it for the others.
All right, so yeah, so I have the horseshoe on that character. Then my Crick Hollow Warden finally figured out how the picnic basket works, because I think the first time I did it, I probably tried some means of clicking on the picnic basket that didn't work at the time that I tried it the first time, so I assumed that the picnic basket was not something that you clicked. So therefore, I didn't realize that, of course, clicking the picnic basket is what gives you the five festival tokens that you get for completing that. So, no, I mean, you get the regular festival tokens for eating the food, but the five special ones for doing the picnic, I got there. And I did manage to finish that 4 times since then, so I bought myself a green peacock, and personally, I think the blue one looks more impressive.
Well, aren't most real peacocks blue with the green feathers in the back?
Probably. It's probably a matter of, I have not investigated the various subspecies of peacock, so I
See, that's better than I had. I had no idea there were subspecies of peacocks.
Well, I don't even know if there are or aren't, but I would presume that there are 2 that are significantly different in color, that they probably are, because on many species, that's what the case is. That's just an assumption I'm making on there, but it looks like that the blue one has the more impressive tail, in my opinion. But then there's also this white peacock that you get from a drop, and is that just a pure white tail? This thing looks like an albino peacock, the white one. All right. Then, anyway, I managed to figure out how that works. I got a little bit on the rewards there and did some picnicking on my Crick Hollow Warden. I also managed to complete the picnic encounter deed on that warden, and also on my Langeville Warden, which earned me the Preserver of Picnics. And that is, of course, for completing all 8 of the encounters in that particular instance. So, yes, I did a lot of picnicking this week.
You were on Hobbit Wardens, weren't you?
Yeah, Hobbit Wardens. You think I would do all that on a elf ward?
It could happen. I mean, some elves like snacks. Thranduil doesn't, apparently, but some of them seem to.
So I have some peacock information because we know everybody wants to know about peacocks, right? Okay. So according to the Encyclopedia Britannica online, strictly the male is a peacock, the female is a peahen, both are peafowl. The two most recognizable species are the blue or Indian peacock, Pavo cristatus of India and Sri Lanka, and the green or Javanese peacock, Pavo muticus, found from Myanmar, Burma to Java. And then there's a third species, the Congo peacock, but it doesn't really have a definition of what it looks like. But that one was only located in 1936. And it only took them, it looks like 23 years to find it after they found a single feather and started looking for it. So, yeah. The blue one is the Indian peacock, and the green one is the Javanese peacock, and then, yeah. It says the Congo peacock is mainly blue and green and has a much shorter rounded tail.
All right. Thank you for the information in there. So therefore, yes, slightly different species then of a subfamily.
Yes.
Then let us head into our donations. We currently have 20 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious rate of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you will find rewards, including a mention on the podcast your choice, or be a guest with us for an episode of LOTRO Players News. And we are still investigating, updating the rewards, and if you have any suggestions on how we do that, you could send some feedback to the to podcast@lotraplayers.com. Let's try there for now. Because the guys unfortunately he took down the information for that, so I forgot what that address was. So let's head into emails, and we have an email from Balak and Terry Adwin. What does Balak say?
Oh, we got a nice long letter this week. But it actually starts differently, because it's hi, fashion cool Terry Adwin, Spidery Sanswinda, nice caring mother minding Erindus, and Furring too. He forgot Cinders. But it's different. Oh yeah, hi, Mr. Needles. Got a couple answers from my level 40 Guardian. You were correct. Herbalist is the best for me, and my two kin brothers were more shocked with me too. She's rank 15 and rank 15 in healing skills too. Works great in a duo or small group. Was surprised when I got yelled at for sitting in the poop. Still rusty playing, but didn't die. So apparently he was sitting in a puddle, and it didn't matter because the herbalist was healing him up. Question 1 is the spider cosmetic pet. We have a spider cosmetic pet. He said he could see one in the game store and was wondering. So there's this handy thing called the collections panel, which is Shift
no
C.
spider in there. I do not see any spiders in the collections panel.
I didn't think there was a spider.
They should have one, though, because Sanswinda needs a spider to chase her around.
She totally needs a spider pet. I've been saying for a while we need a spider pet.
That would be the funniest thing ever.
It would. It would be awesome.
Especially if it was bigger than the Hobbit.
Just sort of looks like a spider.
Yeah. Say, like, the giant rat one? The giant
shrew.
Yeah, the giant shrew. But if it was like a giant spider one that would follow her little Hobbit around.
That would be awesome.
That would be crazy.
That would be awesome. Where's the... I know there's got to be a thing in here for cosmetic pets. Where is it?
Yeah, because you would think there would be a special section for cosmetic pets inside the...
And I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Store, yeah. All right. See, that shows you how much I buy cosmetic pets in the store. I don't even know where they're listed.
Well, I just typed in the word pet into the store search, and it doesn't give me a spider, but it does give me the hedgehog burrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's 595 LOTRO points if anybody's interested.
Eek.
It's not one of the housing decorations. It's currently on sale. But, yeah, so we don't know anything about a spider cosmetic pet, but maybe it's something that's coming. I think it would be awesome.
Agreed.
Question 2. I am kindred with Thorin's Hall. Am I too low for a goat at 40? Do I need to work on a faction in Moria? You are not too low for a goat at 40. However, I can't remember if the Thorin's Hall goat is purchased with gold or if you need rep clickies in order to get it, in which case you need to pick up the rep clickies because it's not the high-level ones, it's the low-level ones, which you cannot get from the skirmish vendor. You have to actually go into Sarnur for those. You could do it at 40, but if you're going to do it at 40, you definitely need to make sure that you have dwarf make damage. No. What's that damage type called, Pine Leaf?
Let's see, dwarf kind damage? Or is
So would it be Westerness, Balerian?
No.
No.
No, it's dwarf.
It's dwarf
Is
specific.
ancient dwarf? Is it ancient dwarf? damage?
Ancient
It
dwarf
might be
make?
ancient dwarf. Ancient dwarf make, yeah. You need that type of damage on your weapons, or you need somebody to go with you that can do lighter fire or whatever damage. Because otherwise those dwarves are super resistant, and they will not die.
Yeah, but there are some. But the upper parts of it you're able to do without running into.
They don't drop as many clickies, though.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. If you want them faster,
You need to go lower to get the clickies at a halfway decent rate.
Because you need like 100 of the Dower Hand crest things.
And I can't remember if you need that for a goat. I know that you need it for the Return to Thorin's Hall skill, but I don't remember if you need it for the goat or if you can buy the goat with gold. The vendor that sells it is in an interior location in Thorin's Hall, so you'll see the rep quartermasters like standing outside of a door. If you go through the door that's behind them, you get to more quartermasters, and that's where you can purchase the goat for Thorin's Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, I've seen that it is that one of them requires the clickies and the other one doesn't. So
you have to have them for the travel skills, just like you do to get the
I know you need it for the travel
skill and the nickel delving one.
So it could be that you just need the currency for the goat.
Yeah, let me double check here to see. And see, because right.
As to working on rep for Moria, I don't think you can work on rep for Moria early because those clickies are now level gated. You have to be a minimum level in order to use them.
Yeah, so
and I don't think you can use them before level 50 or 51.
Besides, there's probably not much you could do with it even if you did have it early.
It's minimum level 45, actually. Yeah, you can't barter for the goat until you can get into Moria.
But there is one faction within Moria, though, once you get in there, right, that you need to get something. I'm trying to remember which one it was that Sans was like, oh, we have to get it with this group first. Because we want, but I don't remember what it was we wanted.
You need to get the book for your class.
Okay.
Yeah, you want because you want the guards, be kindred with the guards to get the book with the thing. Now, if you are a warden or a hunter, you can't forget the miners because they're the ones who give you the ports.
Yeah. But you only need to be friend.
Right, you only need to be friend for their... If you just go around there naturally, by the time I get high enough level that I can get the book, I'm probably kindred with both of them anyway, so...
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter all that much.
And if you end up ahead with one, you can trade for the other one's item. So if you get to be like kindred with the miners and you still keep getting more of their rep cookies dropping, you can trade them for the ones with the guards as well. So that's nice that you can actually trade them out for the one that you need.
Okay, price Thorn Hall Goat, 5 gold, 532 silver, 42 copper.
Well, sounds like you won't need to go back into Sarnor.
Yeah, you just need to find the door behind the quartermaster guys.
Right, and get the kindred, yeah.
Question 3. Sorry, moving on.
Yeah.
Is there a full body coat I could find or collect for an outfit sort of like Devil May Cry is wearing on the cover of the game? I don't know the answer to this question because I don't know what that looks like. So let me look it up real quick. I didn't prep. Devil May Cry. I guess it depends on which version. Oh, it's sort of a trench coat-ish looking thing. Maybe? Not exact, but there are a couple of different coat-ish version looking things in the game that escape me at the moment, but I know that they're out there.
And a lot of the Scholar and Lore Master cosmetics, a lot of the Lore Master cosmetics do have that kind of a trench coaty look to it, layered over what looks like a dress.
Yeah.
So it has that double layered look to it.
All right, and what's number 4?
Question 4 is, any suggestions on which expansion pack I should get next? Waiting on eBay to deliver an old Moria. To me, I found for, and I can't parse this, I'm sorry.
What, for an old Moria? Well, I don't know what oak, but it says. Yeah. I assume they meant an old bot.
An old Moria disc.
An old Moria disc for $5 Canadian.
And something about using all of his marks on rep. So as to next expansion pack you should get after Moria, you're going to want either Lothlorien or Mirkwood.
Or better yet, both.
Or both. But the Mirkwood has the skirmishes in it.
Yeah, though technically you don't need Mirkwood to get the skirmishes since it's part of the epic story. But if you're going to be going through Mirkwood anyway. So there have been times where I've gone through Mirkwood and done only the epic storylines, and of course there are other times where you're doing the side quest in order to do the full level up experience. Probably depends on what level you are when you enter into Mirkwood and finish up Moria.
Yeah. And then he says, been back listening to everything from this year. Best regards, Balak and Freeman of the Sons of Numenor. I dig for buried treasures. How about you? I haven't done the treasure hunt event in a long time, but
I want
my burglar has to go.
Go ahead and finish, because I think we were going to talk about the same thing.
My burglar's got the goat.
Okay. I want the emote that goes with it.
Oh, the rich emote?
Yep.
I would be happy to send it to you because I get it all the time, except it's bound to account when it drops.
Yeah. I just need to actually do it.
If you
faster spawn time on the berry bushes. I'm sorry, Pine Leaf.
No, continue.
No, I would like the treasure hunt more if they had faster spawn time on the berry bushes.
Yes, the berry bushes. It's probably one of the reasons I don't do it. Well, that plus, really. All right. Anyone else have anything they wish to add?
No, I'm good.
If you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@lotraplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, The Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, Lotro Players @LotroPlayers, Ariandes @Ariandes, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles, Sanswinda @Sanswinda, and Terry Edwin @Terry Edwin. And you can follow Cinders at
Emeralina.
At Emeralina. Yes. Every time I forget how to say that.
You just haven't run around with her enough.
Yes. The Players Alliance has 4 shows. Returning this Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have a DDO Players News. And every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News. Every other Thursday at 9:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest. And on the first Tuesday of each month at 9:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Chromatic Bits. You can join us for our shows at lotroplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. And this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.